melanin pigment, right?
Right.
Is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this?
I would absolutely love your thoughts on this.
Stop lying to yourself. We're not white. We lack melanin. So take a moment, pause the video, and really look up what melanin does for the body and how it helps us be a part of the planet. Now that you're back, tell me, we can't be out in the sun. We can't have the same relationship to the planet as those who have melanin. It's our inferiority, not supremacy, not superiority. It is our one inferiority. And then, of course, as any bully would do, when you feel inferior, you would make yourself appear superior by bullying someone to make them feel less than you, instead of finding out how you can be the best version of yourself so that you can be your own version of greatness. And that's all we have to do. There are all these systems for distribution of resources that are built based on our greed, our desire to get resources that other people have access to and we didn't. It's that simple. They're already built, and all we have to do is remove the desire for greed and control over those resources and become a sharing, humane people. The example exists in melanated folks. They don't treat us the way we treat them. They treat us better than we treat ourselves. So let's learn, let's enjoy the planet, let's stop all this foolishness, and let's support those with melanated skin so that we may learn how to be humane in our own way. Race for what?
Wagwan family. Wagwan family. Allow me to talk about one thing here, because we are seeing racism, and somebody will ask him or herself, where did it come from?
The West invented racism.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. The structural racism that we see today was literally invented by the West in order to propagate an imperialist agenda.
One, they didn't create racism because they feared black weakness. They created racism because they feared black power. Number one. Wagwan kings and queens, welcome back to my YouTube commentary, whether you are watching from Africa or across the oceans. Thank you so much for your love. So today we're just going into a question that has been avoided for so long. The question that have been buried, twisted, and demonized for centuries. Why did they need to paint black skin as inferior? Why did they need to paint black skin as inferior? That's what we're going to talk about. Because if black people ever learn why, if black people ever know the reason, we automatically understand something even more powerful. Black skin was never inferior. Black skin, it was feared. Before I continue, let us watch these few clips here, and then I come back. I want to unleash my knowledge to you. Let's learn together, and please support me anyhowly. You can send super thanks, you can share, you can subscribe, you can like. Let's watch.
So we've all heard the phrase, black don't crack. Now, is this true? The answer is yes. What this phrase is referring to is that people with darker skin tend to age better. And why this is because the skin is actually thicker. With thicker skin, as you lose collagen with time, the skin is less affected than somebody who starts off with thinner skin. Thicker skin tends to maintain better elasticity. It doesn't wrinkle as much. That leads to less sagging of the face, less fine lines and wrinkling of the face. So if you have darker skin, count yourself lucky.
Hey, black men. So I duetted a video the other day, and I'm going to expand on that. This creator was talking about how she believes that there is something that the government doesn't want us to know. Maybe the government, maybe like the rich 1%ers, the people in power that hold all the power, don't want us to know about black people and something that is extremely special, extremely superhuman that you all have. I 100% agree. And I actually made a video about it after I saw Sinners, because I saw that movie and it's something that I've been thinking of for many years. But Sinners just brought it more to my attention, how unique you are, how vibrant you are, how under stress, under duress, under the kind of stress that most people can't even manage to think about, much less live through. You guys not only live through, but you succeed, you excel, you thrive. And there's something I think that you have in your genetic makeup, not just your melanin. I mean, maybe it has something to do with melanin, but there's something else inside of you that makes you so unique, so special, so smart, so talented, so funny. Like, I can go on and on and on. And I think there's no way that racism, all the horrible things that happen and happened and still happen because of racism, is just because of the color of your skin. There's no way. So anyway, if you know what it is, tell me. I want some of it, or I want to be a part of it. I want to join forces. I'm kind of smart, so I'll add my intellect and my intelligence, and let's come together and be superhuman together.
I must admit, black people are truly, honestly amazing, but girl, we knew this already. But the simple fact that we can hold a conversation with somebody from across the room and don't gotta mumble, peep, utter a word or nothing is truly amazing to me. And it's a skill to be able to hold a conversation mentally, not verbally, hold a conversation from across the room. It'll just be intense eye movements and facial expressions. I'm talking about girl, I just told you a whole story, and best believe, baby, the tea, scorching hot. Can't nobody do it like us, baby. That is a skill. That is a skill, okay? Only in Black America.
The antagonism they have created between us and ourselves. I mean, why do we skin bleach? Can somebody tell me? Have you looked at white skin and looked at when they turn 30, all the marks you see on those thighs? Have you looked at black skin? Have you seen South Sudanese wearing minis? You can swear they are wearing pantyhose. You see nothing but flawless black skin. And in this continent, it's a continent of the sun, and we're people of the sun. You need melanin. Melanin is not a biological defect. Melanin is a gift. Because without melanin, your skin breaks easy. You get pimples, you get rash, you get, So it's how they've turned us against us.
So now that's one. We couldn't have came from the monkey because we never had the monkey blood. For two, white people have 4% Neanderthal DNA, and they're only 96% human being. Black people are 100% human being. We have no Neanderthal DNA. The Neanderthal DNA comes from the monkey and the canine. So we don't have any DNA tracing us back to monkey and canine. How could we have evolved from that? What are you talking about? This is just common observation. Now, when we want to keep continuing to butcher the evolution theory, also we have to understand that no matter what you want to say, evolution, physics, math, 1 + 1 is 2, we know that all life comes from it and is sustained by that sun. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because whether you want to call it Ra, the sun, they create another word for tomorrow. Guess what melanin is? Condensed sunlight. So everything created by the sun has melanin in it. Water even has melanin in it. Trees have melanin in it. Oxygen has melanin in it. Why is it important? Because the Caucasian is void of the melanin that we possess. We possess uromelanin and neuromelanin. And why is neuromelanin important? Because it has nerves. That's why it's called neuromelanin. And these nerves actually connect your thoughts to the creator. The Caucasian does not have neuromelanin because he's not a natural part of creation, and the creator does not share a communicative medium with him. So how the hell did we evolve from something that the creator has no contact with? 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. The soul enters the body through the pineal gland. This is why babies have a soft spot on your head.
They don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial.
Black is beauty, capable and more powerful than you can imagine. This is the message of South Sudanese American supermodel Anok Yai, who recently won Model of the Year title at the 2025 British Fashion Awards. The recognition solidifies her status as a defining force in the fashion industry. In her acceptance speech on Monday, December 1st, at London's Royal Albert Hall, the 27-year-old runway beauty queen delivered a powerful message. She stated, "To all my little black girls who are watching me right now, your color is not a curse. You are not a trend. You are not unfortunate. You are worthy. You are capable. And you are more powerful than you can imagine. The supermodel also called for peace in Sudan and her home country of South Sudan. Yai's arrival on the blue carpet was widely viewed as a victory statement in itself. She shimmered in a custom ivory gown by celebrated Turkish designer Dilara Findikolu, embodying modern glamour. Many of Anok Yai's fans and fashion industry experts had wondered why the award eluded her for years. Famed for her striking complexion and elegant walk, Yai's rise to stardom was extraordinary. Her parents fled violence in Sudan to Egypt, where she was born. They then moved to United States when she was 3 years old. Anok Yai's life-changing moment came in 2017 when an impromptu solo shot of her at an American university event went viral on social media. The biochemistry student then became the most sought-after newcomer in the fashion industry, feverishly courted by top agencies before eventually signing with Next Model Management. By 2018, Anok Yai made history when renowned fashion brand Prada chose her as the first black model to open one of its shows since British supermodel Naomi Campbell in 1999. From that historic runway, Yai's rise has been meteoric. A string of global beauty contracts, iconic campaigns, and show-stopping runway moments followed one of the world's most acclaimed models. But before becoming a famous model, Yai was buried in textbooks, pursuing a degree at an American university with dreams of becoming a doctor. However, destiny rerouted her path. With her latest award, Anok Yai isn't just Model of the Year. She's a symbol of enduring influence and change.
Today we are learning about melanin. Melanin is the biological pigment responsible for color of the skin, hair, eyes, and as well as protecting cells from UV light of the sun. And there are two types. There is eumelanin, and this is the darker shades, which can be considered black or brown. And then there is pheomelanin. This would be that pinkish colors that would be found in the lips, that more pinkish color. Melanin is like the body's natural sunscreen. Not only does melanin protect the body, protect the skin, yet it's something that is worth more than gold. The more darker you are, the more melanin you have, which means the more protection you get. Every human has melanin. Some just have more and others not so much. The eumelanin can withstand longer periods of times in the sun. For example, there's people that go outside and some tan, and then there's people that go outside and they get burnt a lot faster than others. This is due to that melanin in the body. Some just have more and others don't. This type of melanin is stronger. It can protect you longer periods of time under the sun, outdoors. It doesn't really break that easy. Compared to the pheomelanin, this one is easily broken down and can't really withstand that much pressure. Hence to why people with lighter complexions tend to burn a lot quicker, because they lack eumelanin. If you can tell the anatomy of your body, there are some areas that are darker than others. For example, your genital areas. Eumelanin is found in these areas even stronger. Sometimes they're even darker than your actual skin complexion. And they're hardly ever exposed to the UV rays of the sun, which they need to be. The more exposed that your skin is to the natural UV lights of the sun, the better. Because not only does the sun recharge you, but it gives you nutrients. For example, vitamin D, which this vitamin is crucial for our day-to-day well-being, for our day-to-day life. So, to be able to have melanin in our bodies is a gift. It's something to be thankful for, something to be grateful for. It's honestly a blessing sent from above to have. Because in today's world, there's many people that lack melanin, and they will do anything, they will pay anything to have. For example, get extra Cosmo things like tanning, or get some kind of cream, like skincare cream, to help them get darker. There's some people that lack melanin and would do anything to have some. So be thankful for it. Be thankful that you were naturally blessed with all this amount of melanin, because it's truly a gift from God. You're already rich. Look at the color of your skin. Melanin is truly a gift sent from the Most High God.
Welcome back. Now, this is a very important topic. Let's listen to this. Don't skip. Before slavery, the world they met when they reach Africa, it is different from what they told us and from how we are. Okay? Because Europeans did not arrive in Africa and find primitive tribes running around fire with no civilization. No. They encountered empires, astronomists, architects, queens, kings, philosophers. They encountered a lot of people who are knowledgeable upstairs. Okay? Now, the truth is they made civilization that had existed longer than Europe itself. And even Professor Sheikh Anta Diop, one of the greatest historians of the modern era, proved it. He proved with scientific evidence that ancient Kemet, which is Egypt, Nubia and Kush, were black civilization with advanced science, advanced medicine, advanced geometry, and political organizations. Okay? Now, one thing Anta Diop said, history is a weapon, and it has been used against Africa. Why? Because if the world recognized that Africans were the first civilized or civilization, then white supremacy collapses. Day one, it goes down. Okay? Now, number two, let's talk about the original human, because we must remember something powerful. The original human was African. Modern genetics, anthropology, biology, archaeology, all of them point to one thing. It confirms that humanity started in Africa. So, if Africa is beginning and black skin is the beginning, then black skin becomes the original human blueprint. And if black skin is the original blueprint, then everything else become variation of Africa. Not the other way around. Everything else. And this is the exact thing that they could never allow the world to know. Okay? Now, let's go to something that is something that is terrifying, because it's happening here. Europe realized something terrifying. They realized that they arrived late to civilization, they arrived late to science, they arrived late to agriculture, to philosophy, to mathematics, and etc., etc. So, what do you do when you are late? Manipulation started. You lie about the timeline. You lie on the gate, because if you are arriving late, the time of arrival is 8:30, and you come at 10:30, you need to change that 10 to be 8. Okay? So Europe didn't want the world to know they came after African civilization, because power is controlled by the narrative. And then you cannot enslave a people you respect. So you must first psychologically destroy them. So Europe invented a system that made black identity equal. Equal to what? Equal to barbaric, equal to uncivilized, equal to savage, equal to backward, and equal to any inferior thing. Because, so, that slavery would look like rescue. Colonization would look like development, and murder would look like civilization. Theft would look like education. So this is psychological engineering, not history. Okay? Now, why dark skin? Let me talk about the real strategy. White supremacy needed a physical marker. They needed something visible. They needed something that could easily identify who deserved oppression. And the physical marker became the skin. That's blackness. And this is why the attack wasn't just cultural or political or economically. The attack became biological. They made the body the crime, the color the crime. Okay? Now, let me talk about the melanin factor. Because here is the part that nobody wants to talk about. Black skin is not just a pigment. Black skin is a melanin. Black skin is a melanin that protects you from radiation. It's a melanin that absorbs light, transforms energy, and is connected biologically to human adaptation to and survival. Okay? And even Dr. Francis Welsing urged that Europeans understood melanin not as something inferior, but as something naturally and superior biologically. And they feared it. So family, listen to me careful. They never hated black people because they were black. Okay? They never hated black people because they were weak, not because they were black. They never hated black people because they were weak. They hated us, black people, because we represented or we were representing everything they feared. Okay? They hated us because we represented everything they feared. Strength, endurance, human origin, history, and spiritual death. Okay? That's what they did. Okay? So, we have the psychology of shame. You cannot control a powerful people unless they doubt themselves. You cannot enslave a confident nation. You hear me? So the mission was to destroy black self-perception, to make us hate our skin, to make us hate our lips, to make us hate our noses, to make us hate our skin, our hair, you know, because our people that hate themselves will never rise against their oppressor. And that's why bleaching exists. That's why straightening hair exists. That's why whitening beauty exists. Okay? Because our people that hate themselves will never rise again, will never rise. They'll never rise. They will never rise. And proof is everywhere. Proof is everywhere. Think of Hollywood. Think of media narrative. Think of global news. Anything negative, blackface. And this is not an accident. This is systematic programming. A global empire built on visual manipulation. Okay? Let me say this. They didn't just colonize the land. They colonized heaven. They whitened God. They whispered. They whitened Jesus. They whitened angels. And Dr. John Clark famously said, religion was used as a political weapon against African people. And that is reality. That is reality. Think about it. If God becomes white, then white becomes God's-like. And black Americans or black people becomes unholy. And many people think racism came from ignorance. No. Racism was invented to justify exploitation. Pseudo scientists made up fake racial categories to prove white superiority. not based on biology, not based on evidence, not based on truth. This was political science disguised as biology. Now, the real fear is here. What Europeans fear is not black poverty. It is the black unity. It is the black power. It is the black consciousness, black intelligence, black identity, black economics, black land. And this is why African nations were destabilized. This is why African resources were stolen. This is why African leaders were overthrown. Okay? Because a united black world is unstoppable. And historians too agree that scholars agree to that white supremacy is a global political construction designed to hide African greatness. And this including what the professors, the historians that agree is Dr. Franz Welsing, Amos Wilson, John Henry Clark, Anta Diop, Dr. Ivan Van, George G.M. James. A lot of these professors, they all prove the same thing, that Europe needed to destroy Africans' identity in order to build European power. So, allow me to say this. Memory equals to, or melanin equals to memory. Black skin carries more than color. It carries history, it carries ancestry, it carries origin, it carries survival. Black skin is not the bottom of evolution. It is the beginning of evolution. And this is what they never want the world to realize. Okay? Blackness is the original form of life. Because modern science admits something extremely powerful. Darkness is the default state of the universe. Before stars, before planets, before light itself, there was darkness. So if darkness is the origin, then anything that comes from darkness is original. It is natural, it is foundational. Let that sink in. African skin reflects that cosmic beginning. Our melanin is literally coded by a universe built in darkness, which means what? This means that black skin doesn't come last, it comes first. And that alone destroys the white lies. Okay? When you talk about the cosmic connection, the fear, because Asian Africans, Kemites, Nubians, studied the universe thousands of years before Europe even understood astronomy. They understood dark matter, star system, astronomical circle. And Professor Ivan Van proved that African civilization were astronomists. Because if Africans are connected to the cosmos, then Africa is connected to the origin of existence itself. So that's why they make sure that you hate your skin. You want to bleach. And themselves, they want to be like black people. Think about that. Something is cooking here that you need to know. They hate black skin, but they want to be like black. They hate black skin, but they don't hate the success that come with the black, because they're monetizing on that. Okay? So the secret behind black melanin is that black skin, we are stronger. The reason why racism was created is to make us feel inferior of our skin, but we are waking up and we are embracing ourselves. True love is by starting by loving yourself. Until next episode, peace out.